My proposal was to work with artists in Atlanta to intersect the space between art and activism. And so I wrote the grant and we got the $50,000. My name is KV Vu, and I am a videographer and creator in Atlanta, and I'm also the co-creative director of the ABCs of AAPIs coloring book.
Hi, my name is Mariah Kang. I'm the co-creative director of the ABCs of AAPI's coloring book.
So originally we had a giant Zoom call of like 40 artists, and eventually when we narrowed it down to a coloring book, we narrowed it down to 16 artists.
And inclusivity and diversity were like major themes of this project. As a reminder, being Asian American, that's like we're not a monolith. And so there's so many aspects and it's like multifaceted. So we wanted to make sure that we have people of different skill sets, different ethnicities, and just like kind of everyone to touch this book. So we really try to focus on making a diverse group of artists when we're making our selections.
16 of them were so interested.
And a lot of them were just like so down to work on this project because they're like, this is something I wanted growing up, right? And then some of them have kids and they're like, this is something I would want to use as a resource for my children as well.
Growing up as an Asian American artist, constant thing in my life was always art.
Being simplified.
Guidance and navigation.
Commonality in the humanity of different types of people. Here in Atlanta, there aren't a lot of Asian artists who are like actively practicing their craft. And so this has been a really great opportunity to be a part of a larger community. We all come with our own cultures and identities, but we all come under this umbrella of Asian artists, and I feel like it's a privilege to sort of be a part of that.
Being approached for this project, I was really excited to be able to have some Filipino representation in this book, and I was really excited to see other artists' representations of their cultures and just sharing the more Asian culture in a different way that has people enjoying and interacting and like learning people's stories. So I was really excited.
I know that something I enjoyed from working on this project was getting to connect with the Asian community, because that's something that I feel like I've always been stuck in the South Asian community, and this time I got to see what the whole community is like. Even though there's things that we share, there's also things that make us different.
We as a community, we contain multitudes within just one group.
I think art is really effective in bringing that change to the community and bridging that gap, because it speaks to everyone emotionally, really deeply, regardless of what the medium is, if it's visual art or music or dance or whatever it might be. I think that's what makes art really powerful for enacting change.
I think the beauty of art is that you're taking ideas and emotions and making them tangible. So it's a way for you to connect with someone else. Coloring books have always been something that I've loved taking part of, so just like taking colors and just scribbling. And so I love that this is a part of my lineage now, where I've started out just coloring, and now I'm creating things for other children or adults, whoever, to color as well.
There wasn't a project like this that happened before, especially for me, dedicated for AAPI and AAPI culture. So just knowing that I get to contribute to that was amazing.
Many people don't know the history of Asian Americans in the United States. We thought it was incredibly important that we bring forward a piece of physical art that can be shared with our communities, our allies, our educators, our elected officials, to show them a little bit about our history and to use this as an opportunity to talk more about the need for Asian American studies, an emphasis on Asian American curriculum across all of our public and private education here in the state of Georgia. And we hope to use it as an opportunity to give back to the community that has really rooted us here in the state of Georgia. So as an Asian American organization here in Georgia, we work every day with all of those communities to make sure that we're not just fighting for ourselves, but fighting for all of us.
If you've got something to say, just say it. I think that's starting to happen more and more now, but when I was growing up, there was, it's a big part of our culture to kind of like be a little quiet. But if you got some noise to make some noise.
When my daughter sees this coloring book, I hope that she is excited to learn about all of these Asian American pioneers and that she's able to see herself in the pages.
The way we chose these different figures and the content that we did choose, like we want to show kids that like especially like the Asian American community, that they can be just more than like the stereotypes that we were shoved into, right? We want to show that they can be pretty much anything that they want to be.
Yeah, like you can be an astronaut, you can be a fashion designer if you wanted to, you know, when you grow up, and or you can be artists like us, all kinds of different artists like us who made this book. And I think one big hope for me for this project is that folks can see that activism isn't boring, it's not a chore. It can be art, it can be celebratory, and it can be fun and therapeutic too.
We understand that coloring book is nothing new. There have been more coloring books in the past, and this is just a start of the conversation. We hope that people take the knowledge from this book and explore more and also share it with other people. We hope to just keep this momentum going.
Beyond the book, we actually got finally approved an art on the Beltline exhibit for this book. So we're going to have it printed on 200 feet on the Atlanta Beltline. All the contents of the book, the poetry, the pieces. And I think that's just gonna be so incredible, like not only for Atlanta to see, but for the artists to see their work supported by Atlanta at large and not just Asian American communities.